So before the video begins, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of the video, Fan to Fan Network. Now, what the Fan to Fan Network is a network for you guys, for the fans, giving you unbiased and real analysis and perspective. If you guys are tired of the mainstream media, if you're tired of the same old watered down biased takes, and you want a different perspective, unbiased, uncut, and real, make sure that you guys go ahead and check out the Fan to Fan Network. They're going to be streaming live streams almost every day on Twitch. The link will be down in the description in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out the Fan to Fan.
Growing up as a kid, yeah. All a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from.
What is up, everybody? It's JT Sportsman at you guys with another video. This video, I'm finally here with my Cincinnati Bengals 2020 NFL record prediction. Going to be giving my game-by-game prediction about how good I feel the Cincinnati Bengals will be, and I'm going to be predicting their record. Now, for those of you guys who haven't seen them already, I've already previewed the Cincinnati Bengals offense and previewed the defense. I feel this defense is going to be a little bit underrated going into this year. I think the Bengals have one of the best defensive lines in football, and this defense could be really good. Now, the offense, on the other hand, I think the offense is going to be a lot better than what it has been compared to the last few seasons. You got Joe Burrow in there. The wide receiver position is really good. The halfback position should be solid too. And the biggest question mark is pretty much the offensive line. Now, I'm not really all that high on the offensive line, but I am taking into consideration that this offensive line should be better compared to what it was last year. So it should be average at best. So let's get into it. So Week 1, they're at home. They're facing the LA Chargers. I'm going to take the LA Chargers to win that game. The LA Chargers, I just feel their defense is going to be giving Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals offense a lot to handle. I mean, I've already said this several times. I think the Chargers may end up having one of the best defenses in all of the NFL. I mean, when you look at what they did in the offseason, especially when they bring in Chris Harris Jr., who has pretty much been one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL, top 5 without a doubt over the last few seasons. You pair him up with that secondary that they already have. You already got Derwin James back there. Then you're going to have Bosa and Ingram coming off the edges as well. I just think that is going to be a really tough task to ask a rookie quarterback to handle that LA Chargers defense with the talent that they have. So, I mean, I think the Chargers end up pulling off the victory there. I think the Bengals end up starting the season out 0-1. Now they go on the road, short week, Thursday night. They got to go on the road to face the Cleveland Browns. I think the Bengals pull out the victory. It's going to be a short week, and the Bengals is going to be the start of the season. You don't really know what to expect out of the Cincinnati Bengals offense with Joe Burrow at the helm. And the Browns, I mean, I think the Browns are going to be a really good team, but I don't think the Bengals are going to be as bad as what they were last year, that you just look at the Bengals and you're just going to say, hey, everybody in the AFC North is just going to sweep the Bengals. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Bengals are going to split with a couple of teams in this division, and I think the Browns are going to be one of them. Although the Browns are going to be a more talented team, I just think overall, since this is going to be a divisional matchup, I just don't see the Browns sweeping the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't care how talented of a roster the Browns have. I just think since this is a divisional matchup, I think the Bengals get the better of the Browns in the first matchup. So I got the Bengals taking this game. So 1-1 going into week 3. Now they got to go on the road and face the Philadelphia Eagles on the road for another week. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. The Philadelphia Eagles, they have a better coaching staff. They have a better team overall. I just think the Philadelphia Eagles get the win at home. So now they go back home. They got to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. I want to take the Bengals to win that game there. The Jacksonville Jaguars, a lot of people think the Jacksonville Jaguars may be one of the worst teams in the NFL. I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be great, but I don't think they're going to be terrible neither. So I think the Bengals, since they're going to be back at home after going on the road to face the Browns, going on the road to face the Eagles, I think they bounce back here and they end up going back to 500, 2-2 early on in the season. Now, week 5, they got to face the Baltimore Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens to win this matchup. The Baltimore Ravens are just an absolute juggernaut. I mean, they have an absolutely stout defensive line. Their offense is going to be a juggernaut. And I think the Bengals may hang around in this game, but overall, I just don't think the Bengals are going to be able to keep up with this Baltimore Ravens offense. And simply for the fact that this Ravens defense is absolutely solid. I mean, this is stout. They have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. And I just don't think this offensive line of Cincinnati is going to be able able to hold up. So I have them losing this game here. Now week 6, they go on the road to face Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to take the Bengals to win that game there. I'm not really all that high on the Colts. I think the Colts are one of the more overrated teams going into this season. Like, a lot of people think just because they bring in Phillip Rivers has a little bit of a connection with Frank Wright. Listen, I'm not on the Phillip Rivers hype train. Phillip Rivers has played with some talented teams over the last few years of his career, and he hasn't really been all that impressive to me. And like I said, he is declining as well. I don't really think he's going to have all that big of an impact on the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Bengals go on the road and they pull off the upset against the Indianapolis Colts. Now week 7, they got to face the Cleveland Browns. Again, this time they face the Cleveland Browns at home. They're not sweeping the Cleveland Browns. This is, like I said, I think the Bengals, they're not going to sweep anybody. They're not going to get swept by anybody. And I do think that they split with a couple of teams in this division. I think the Browns are going to be one of them. I think the Browns take it and their second go around. Now they got to face the Tennessee Titans. This is a really interesting game. I really like the Tennessee Titans a lot. I like the Bengals a lot in this game. I think this game could go either way because it is the midpoint of the season. But I'm going to take Tennessee. I think Tennessee has the better team overall, and it's not just a better team. I just think Tennessee is better up front, so I'm going to take Tennessee to win the game. So going into their week 9 bye, they're pretty much 3-5. I think that is a pretty reasonable record prediction going into their bye week. A lot of people will have them doing a lot worse than this, so I think they end up going into their bye week 3-5. Then coming off the bye week, they got to play the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field. I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers. Listen, it's really hard to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field. The Steelers don't really lose a lot when they are at home, so I think the Bengals take an L there. Now week 11, they got to face the Washington Redskins. Now, I'm taking the Washington Redskins to win that game because, listen, this is the Washington Redskins defensive line that is going to be one of the best defensive lines in all the NFL. They're either going to have either the best defensive line or they're going to have a top 3 defensive line. I think this Washington Redskins defensive line is going to give Joe Burrow and this Cincinnati Bengals offense fits. I think this is the offensive line that struggles to protect Joe Burrow in this game. And I'm going to take the Redskins to win this game. It's probably going to be a close game because, you know, the Washington Redskins on the offensive side of football, they don't have a lot of talent. And Ron Rivera likes to win close games. He likes to rely on his defense to win games. So I'm going to take the Washington Redskins to win that matchup. I just don't think the Bengals offensive line is going to be able to hang around all game with that Washington Redskins front. Now, week 12, they're back at home facing the New York Giants. I'm going to take the Bengals to win that one there. I think the Giants are... I like what the Giants are building. I like the fact that they hired Joe Judge. I like what he said. But I just think the Bengals are going to be able to get the upper hand on the New York Giants. Plus, the New York Giants aren't that good when it comes to being able to get pressure on the quarterback. So I'm going to take the Bengals to win that matchup. Then they got to face the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to take the Bengals to win that matchup as well. I don't think the Miami Dolphins have a really good secondary. I'll give them that. You got Xavier Howard. You got Byron Jones as well. But, I mean, I just don't think they have enough to get after the quarterback, to get after Joe Burrow. So, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals to win that matchup. Then they got to face the Dallas Cowboys at home. I'm taking the Cowboys to win that matchup. Hopefully, the Dallas Cowboys don't end up losing games they don't have no business losing with the addition of Mike McCarthy. I know their defense did take a little bit of a step back, but the offense got a lot better. I think they end up beating the Cincinnati Bengals there on the road. I think Cincinnati takes the L at home. Now, Dallas is going to be on the road. Like I said, you are going to have Mike McCarthy there and things like that. But ultimately, I don't think this is a Dallas team that's going to end up losing games on the road that they have no business losing. And I think that they beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, they do face the Pittsburgh Steelers in a Monday night matchup. I'm going to go to the Cincinnati Bengals to win that game. I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to sweep the Cincinnati Bengals. And me being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, like, I've been a Steelers fan for all my life. And every year, the Steelers always have like 1 or 2 games that they have no business losing the teams that they have no business losing to. And although on paper it looks like the Steelers should sweep the Cincinnati Bengals, I just don't see it happening. I think the Bengals could still win because every year the Steelers have one game out the season that you just scratch your head and you're like, man, how the heck did they lose that game? And it always happens every single year, and I think this could probably be the game that the Steelers have that they end up losing in the surprise upset. So I'm going to take the Bengals to win that game versus Pittsburgh week 15. Now the Bengals got to go on the road. They got to face Houston. I'm going to take Houston to win that matchup. Overall, I just think Houston is a little bit of a better team. Then week 17, they're going to be facing the Baltimore Ravens at home. I'm going to take the Ravens to win that game there. So overall, I have the Cincinnati Bengals going 6-10. That's my final record prediction for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that's pretty reasonable. Like, a lot of people think that the Bengals are going to come in here, they're going to win like 8-9 games or something like that. I don't see it happening. A lot of these games they could win, but I just don't trust the offensive line. Like, going back to week 1 against the LA Chargers are going to have a really good defense, a suffocating defense. They're also going to be really good getting pressure on the quarterback as well. I think they struggle in that game. Against Philadelphia, you're facing, once again, another team that's really good up front. Then you got to face the Ravens. Then you got to face Tennessee. That's also pretty formidable up front as well. So, I mean, ultimately, I don't think the Bengals are going to be a bad team. I think 6-10 is pretty reasonable compared to what they did last season. I just don't think this offensive line is going to be able to hold up against some of the better defensive lines in the NFL. And I don't care if you got Joe Mixon in the backfield. I don't care if Joe Burrow's your quarterback. I don't care about who you got in the wide receiver position. It is all about winning the trenches in this day and age in the NFL. Like, you can have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I know Joe Burrow has a quick release. He's going to help out that offensive line a lot. But at the end of the day, that offensive line, I still don't trust him in a couple of these games. And especially when you're facing some of the best defensive lines in football, like the Ravens twice. You got to face the Steelers twice. You got to face the Washington Redskins. I just don't think that offensive line is going to be able to hold up in some of those games. So I got the Cincinnati Bengals going 6-10. That's my final record prediction for the Cincinnati Bengals. So let me know what your record prediction is for the Cincinnati Bengals down in the comment section down below. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.